Hi. Okay, will be the side examples of compound angle formula. Alright, in this video I'm going to teach you how to solve this problem by using the compound angle formula. Alright, okay, let's look at the question here. This is also will be already introduced in your secondary. So given that cos A is negative 12/13 and tangent B is 7/24, and the most important is they tell you that A is in the second quadrant. Alright, A is in the second quadrant. So for angle A is in the second quadrant, and for angle B is in the third quadrant, right? As you know that out of all the quadrants, the first quadrant, the sine, cos, tangent positive, and for the second quadrant, add sugar to coffee, right? So this one sine, cos, tangent all positive. This one sine positive. This one tangent positive. The sine and cos negative. This one cos positive. Sine and tangent negative, right? So now in A, right? So A in this quadrant, in second quadrant. So sine is positive. That's why you see the cos here is positive, right? Cos A, you have negative. Why negative? Because cos A is in second quadrant. So at here, cos is negative, right? So if you see that tangent B is positive, even though B is in the third quadrant. Why? Because in the third quadrant, add sugar to coffee. This one, you have already understand that you know that this quadrant is positive. Tangent will be positive in this quadrant. That's why it's positive. So, but never mind. Let's say I want to evaluate sine A plus B, right? As I know that sine A plus B is a compound angle formula, which you can using sine A cos B, right? The formula sine A plus B is sine A cos B plus B cos A sine B, right? Because if this is minus, then this will be negative, right? So now you need the value of sine A, right? Which is not given, right? Cos B also not given, right? Cos A is given, but sine B is not given, right? So you have to using these two given values here, the ratio here to find out the value of the remaining trigonometry. So now, for example, sine A. So you know that A is in the second quadrant, but doesn't matter. You can just assume that A to be a cube here. So you know that A will be in the second quadrant, right? So okay, let's say I go detail. So A will be in the second quadrant, right? So you know that second quadrant, right? So you were using this triangle here, because A is here, right? A is here. So if you want to evaluate, you want to find the values, you know that A is in the second quadrant, right? So we're using its supplementary angle to evaluate. So then you know that cos A is 12/13, right? Cos A. So means that we use the supplementary angle here. So means that the cos A, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, right? So based on Pythagoras theorem, this will be 5, right? You're very familiar, 5, 12, 13. Okay, from here you can get, as you know that sine A in this quadrant, sine is positive, right? Sine is positive. So positive opposite over hypotenuse. And you need the value of tangent A as well later. So tangent A will be, because this is in the second quadrant, so we just draw it at the second quadrant. Alright, so this is a more proper way of drawing the diagram. So now you have tangent will be opposite over adjacent, right? So you have negative this, you have negative here because tangent is negative in this quadrant. Only sine is positive. So you know that cos A is already given. Your cos A is negative 12/13. Only these two is negative and this will be positive, right? Second quadrant, sine positive. Let's look at B, right? B. So B is in the third quadrant. So means that go in the third quadrant, right? So this is the right angle triangle that you're going to draw because it's in the third quadrant. So this is the angle, right? The acute angle, the basic angle for this. So look at this one, the angle here, the B, this is your B, right? So this is your B. So means that what is the opposite? That's 7, right? Opposite, you have 7, tangent, right? Tangent, opposite, over, adjacent, right? 7, 24. So based on trigonometry, you know that 7, 24 will be 25, right? If you don't know, you can just using Pythagoras theorem, which x squared will be 7 square plus with 24 square, right? So we're giving you 49 plus with 24 square. So 24 square, you have 576 plus with 49, you are getting 625. So you are getting 625 here. And of course, x will be 25. So this one will be, the value here will be 25, right? So now we can know the value of sine B and cos B, right? Sine B and cos B. So tangent B is already given. So then we know that sine B and cosine B. So sine B, sine in this quadrant, A add sugar to coffee. Tangent is positive, but sine is negative. The same thing also for cos is negative, right? Add sugar to coffee. So, okay, so tangent is positive, these two will be negative. So sine B, B will be, look at the acute angle of this B. So it will be opposite over hypotenuse, 7 over 25. And cos B will be adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is all the value that you have now. Alright, so how to evaluate sine A plus B? Very easy. Now you know that sine A plus B is the same as sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So sine A will be, based on the value here, there will be 5 over 13 multiply with cos B, 5 over 13, cos B, negative 24 over 25, plus with cos A. Cos A is already given, negative 12 over 13. Sine B, right? Sine B is negative 7 over 25, right? So now you're using calculator and you evaluate the values for this. So I help you to evaluate. So 13 multiply 25, you have 325, right? 325 for this. This one negative, negative, positive. This one also 13 multiply 325, you have 25, you have 325. So 5 times negative 24. So 5 times with negative 24, you have negative 120. And negative 12 times 7, you have 84, right? You have 84. Finally, you taking the negative 120 plus with 84, you have negative 36. Negative 36 over with 325. Over with 325. So this will be the answer for sine A plus B, right? Sine A plus B. So I will solve for you part B. Alright, let's continue with part B. Part B, tangent A minus B. You already know the formula for compound angle of tangent A minus B, which is tangent A minus with tangent B. Right? If minus here will be negative, and here we have plus, 1 plus tangent A, tangent B, right? This is okay, right? You know the formula, then you're taking all the value here, you're putting here, then you evaluate, right? But the first is you must understand how to using this concept, this method to getting the other value of sine cos, sine B, cos B, you get sine A, cos A. So then tangent A, you know tangent A, from there you have negative 5 over 12, right? Negative 5 over 12 minus with tangent B. Tangent B, where are you? You have 7 over 24, right? 7 over 24 over with 1 plus with tangent A, tangent B, right? Tangent A is negative 5 over 12, and tangent B will be 7 over 24, right? 7 over 24. So then using calculator, you can evaluate this fraction here. So you are getting negative 5 over 12 minus with 7 over 24 and 1 minus 5 over 12, 5 over 12, 7 over 24, right? So 1 minus 5 over 12, 724. Okay, then you were getting the value of negative 204 and 253. All right, I think that's all. If you have if you find out, if you in your tutorial, if you have this type of question, then this is the way that you answer the question.